Here we go. I hit the button.
So you just said everybody's eating except Noah or Noah and Ethan, which is 3 of the 5 people. Does that really fall under the definition of everybody?
No. I said everyone except you and Ethan.
Which is 3 of 5 people.
Apparently, you're 2 people.
Yes,
That's pretty
the
cool.
only people who are not eating. Oh, you're saying that's a lot. That's 3 people eating. All
that
at
took
once
you
on
way too
stream.
long.
We're streaming, by the way.
60%.
I don't understand what you're trying to tell me.
Since I'm not DMing, I can be
either.
the chat admin. Hi, everybody. Every Boyd.
Are we streaming?
Yes, we are. Gabrielle just disappeared, though.
Hello, internet people. And by that I mean all 2, maybe 3 people that will be watching this ever.
Hi, Kira. There we go. All right.
Kira is here.
Kira is here.
We have our viewer.
Hey, Kira.
Oh. Glad to hear it. All right. I'm ready to go whenever our boss DM lady is. She disappeared. There's Ethan. There's Noah. Moving in the vertical plane. There's Tasha. There's me. Hi, everybody. It's 8:30 on a Sunday. Everybody's feeling groovy.
Speak for yourself, man. Don't make assumptions.
Yeah, not feeling groovy.
Define groovy. How does one feel it?
I don't know. I'm sorry, I just assumed everybody's grooviness.
I might be groovy, I wouldn't know.
Are you feeling the jive?
Jive.
That's like trying to explain an expression in one language by using other expressions from that same language.
This is true. So, having a stream.
Alright, Andrew, on the spot, comedy routine to entertain our viewers until we start.
Well, so I'm trying to get some good jokes.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
No one go away.
Okay.
As a famous doctor once wrote, scribble, scribble, scribble.
I think the joke should be, as a famous doctor once wrote. Oh, it's too blurry, I can't make it out.
Oh dear.
When you say famous doctor, are you implying, like, Sigmund Freud level of fame?
Good old Siggy. Had some ideas. Had lots of ideas.
Correct.
That he did. Had ideas.
He had ideas, most of them weird.
Sigmund, dear Sigmund, not everybody cared that much about their mother.
Yeah, what is he, Jason?
The real question is, what in the world was Sigmund Freud's childhood like?
That is the real question.
Probably pretty
He's
messed
making
up.
all these theories about children.
That's true. I mean, I'm sure the cocaine didn't help, but...
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I think everybody did in some way or another. That came out really wrong. Whatever.
Also,
We're talking about cocaine now, right?
where did Gabrielle vanish to?
Oh, by the way, this stream is not for children. In case any of you guys managed to make it past the nothing on this content is geared towards children channel warning thing that we have to put up now because reasons.
And now that the word cocaine has been said, there goes any chance we'll ever have of monetization.
We can always delete this video later.
Can we though?
I
Or
imagine.
will it have been downloaded by the scads and scads of onlookers we have?
Oh yes, our millions and millions of fans will shout in anger if we get rid of this specific video, which starts with a whole bunch of us talking about nothing that has to do with the game.
Kira-
because Gabrielle vanished at
Yes.
an opportune moment.
Kira, if you may or may not have heard us talking about cocaine. That does not mean if you happen to download this for your viewing pleasure, don't write on us to YouTube.
What?
There you are.
Oh, there's Gabrielle.
Hello.
Who's
So you
copyright
mean all it
infringement?
takes to get Gabrielle to come back is to start conversations about cocaine and monetization?
Yes.
I mean, I was talking about fentanyl with my mom just now, so that's, you know.
I'm gonna keep this in mind.
Alright, cool. Just Ethan's just gonna, like, I'm gonna walk away to go to the bathroom, and Ethan's just gonna start screaming, cocaine, cocaine! I'm just gonna come running. Hey,
We'll have symbols.
alright,
I like to know that you come running at the word cocaine, though.
you know, listen,
There's
if you're gonna
something
give
in
me free
us.
cocaine, heck yes, I will show up at your door. Anyway,
Would you use it, though?
no, I just sprinkle it around. Please.
No, she likes to cosplay as a SWAT officer.
Yes. I don't know, it was my idea to try and sell, like, crushed up oregano leaves to the freshmen on campus as weed, so you can guess what
Was that your idea, or did you steal it from the internet?
I sold the oregano from the internet, but there were leaves that fell outside of my dorm that looked like, if you rolled it looked like weed, and I was like, heck, we just sell bags of this and get rich. And then the, you know, like, the office of, like, student whatever it is can't get mad at me because it's not actual weed. I'm just duping people that are stupid.
Student life can always get mad at you. They don't need an excuse.
Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah.
Is it really an infraction?
It's still illegal to sell fake drugs.
Says who?
The
I
government?
imagine the government.
Is that seriously a thing? That's so dumb.
I mean, theoretically, you could sell it as unspecified green herb, and then nobody could possibly. There's no law that says.
Literally just say I'm selling weed, and just have like an S that's in there. You know.
I'm selling
I can't
Swede.
get in trouble. I'm not saying that I'm selling marijuana. I'm just saying I'm selling weed.
So you're selling some weed, as in that's the name of the product, some weed.
So, that 2,000 gold worth of bribe money that we found.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Let's get jumping
So
in.
who's
Subsequently
keeping what
dead.
of that?
It's currently in the group loot.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
All right. So
I'm
jump
going
in.
to want some of it eventually.
Good evening to everybody. Oh, one people listening to us. We hope that someday someone will discover us and make us famous. But in the meantime, last time on Group Buddy. So
Last time on Taikangaard.
so you guys returned the young boy to what's their faces, the Talev's household, and where you met with Anhedi Talev, merchant, and the husband of Mirana Talev, who is, as you found out later, is a high-power politician deeply involved with foreign affairs in who's his face in Jalbar. And you were given a package to deliver to an unspecified address, or at the very edge of the city. Upon arriving there, you found a seemingly very paranoid young man who told you exactly what you were up to and what this money was for. He stated that the funds were in order to bribe him into silence about Mirana Talev's latest dealings, where she is suspected to be having an affair.
Right, her actual foreign affairs.
Yes, her with a member of the foreign government of Mariel. This man
Specifically, a Wasn't it scandalous because it was a same-sex affair?
Yes, it was.
It's
So this man Haran explained that he was trying to expose Miranatalev because he felt that the deal would be very dangerous for the people of Jabar, especially those who were not considered part of the elite. While he did not expect any sort of or obligate you to help him in any way, he welcomed any support that you would give to his cause. In finishing his discussion with you and signing off on the paper that indicated that he had received the package, he took a drink from a bottle that he produced from his cabinets and subsequently died mere seconds later from some apparent poisoning or what.
Nerve agent, practically, with how fast it acted.
Yeah. It was unclear as to what
Something, a
exactly.
depressing amount of looking into how fast poisons kill that hopefully doesn't have me on the NSA watch list.
Oh, you're absolutely on the watch lists now.
I think
Just
everybody's
link them last week's video to prove why you're doing it.
I'm just impressed you weren't already on their watch list.
I think we all are.
cocaine and nerve agents. Whoop whoop.
I have a wiretap in my room. Hey, Google.
Yeah, my Alexa's literally always unplugged. Unless I'm using it actively. Also, Tasha, I would like to applaud your larynx for not deciding to choke you today.
Oh, it
It
has
already
been.
has.
I have been very
Oh.
sick for the last week, and this is the closest I've been to sounding normal in a week.
I'm
She's
sorry.
just been quick on the draw and the mute button, I've noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I meant has that already been today?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is the first day where I haven't necessarily sounded like Darth Vader's female cousin.
I am your father's brother's son's cousin's favorite former roommate.
So what does that
It's
make us?
possible. We never hear whether or not
Nothing
Shmi was an
like
only
you are
child.
about to become.
That's the next movie arc.
No, I've spent a
Literally.
lovely last 18 hours coughing so hard I've nearly thrown up several times. It's been
Oh.
great. And this is the best I've
Sorry.
been in the better part of a week. It's been nice.
I wish you were closer. I would give you leftovers of my of my Sudafed.
In this case, I'm very glad that none of you are close because it means I can't get you sick.
That's fair. If you can get,
I've
but
been, like, secluded for the last week trying to avoid everybody if possible.
can you get Sudafed?
Doesn't matter.
I mean,
But
basically,
it does, though.
if you want to be coughing less, it's helpful, especially
I'm
like
fine, really.
and stuff.
It's just packing up the stuff that's in my lungs.
Ugh.
It has to happen.
Yeah. Anyway, focusing back, you guys are now standing in the room in the hovel house of a dead man with, as previously mentioned, a box filled with 200 approximately 2,000 pieces of gold and a warrant for Haran's arrest in your possession. What would you guys like to do?
Well, first things first, we've got to figure out who's carrying this gold.
Okay, can
Go for it,
you
Noah.
can repeat what you said and then Noah asked your question.
Mine was unimportant. I was just saying we needed to figure out how to carry the gold.
Ah, yes.
That is fair. Ethan,
I
what
was just
Noah, what was your question?
say, does the warrant include a reward if he's brought in?
You did not see one on the letter.
Okay.
From the way that it's if you take it out and examine it, it's signed by Mirana Talev, but there's no official seal on it. So you get the sense that maybe it's a draft or something that hasn't actually been issued yet.
It's
a
the
threat.
We're sending the threat rather than the actual thing exists. We're going to see if the bribe works, and if it doesn't, then we'll send out the rest.
That is correct. Yes.
How big is that organ donor box? My question is, can we fit Haran inside it? No, okay.
No.
But can we?
No.
I was carrying it. No.
Okay. Can we drape that cloth, says organ donor, over Haran, and just stick him on, and just carry him, and stick him on sort of plinth, and carry him between us?
Why do you want to bring him with us?
So we can bring him back to the Talevs to prove that he's dead.
Yep.
I think we can have them send someone.
I guess that begs the question, are we telling the Levs that he's dead? Or are we simply saying, here's your signed receipt, nice to do business with you, goodbye?
Well,
I vote for the latter.
Yeah, do we want to stick around and like get involved with this interesting business? Because it could be interesting. We could
Yeah, but
gain a
it's
lot.
also a lot of danger for not any benefit whatsoever to us.
we could end up rich and dead.
Right.
Both in
How
either.
much do you guys like gambling?
Not.
How much do you like politics?
Even less.
I like politics. I'm
Considering at least one member of our group is here because she was running away from politics.
yeah.
This is so in Jalbar. There is continuous tension / basically war with Stereos, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I have an idea.
Go for it.
Pitch it.
Trying to think if I would have the supplies for this though, because I have ink.
Well, what's the idea first?
I want a tattoo on his forehead,
What
and
do you
I want to basically tattoo a name that would implicate this as someone trying to be a do-gooder, to prevent weakness against Stereos. You know what I
What-
mean? So like, I'm just trying to push suspicion off of us.
So you're trying to basically like frame somebody who does or does not exist that would be from Stereos?
No, because it wouldn't make sense for someone from Stereos to kill
And
this guy, because this guy had information that would bring Jalbar to its knees, basically. Not literally, but you know what I mean.
right.
I'm just trying to think if there is something we could do to basically draw the suspicion off of us, so that we can walk away and say, here's your signed receipt, and then if they send somebody to verify that he's going to not talk, and find him dead, they can go, oh, you know what, it wasn't them, but somebody got him.
Well, I mean,
Well, that makes
I
sense.
suppose we could always go and lie, and if they ask, was he alive when you left, said, of course he was.
I'm gonna
What if they have eyes
let
on the
either you or
house?
Felix do the lying there.
What if they have eyes in the house,
Believe,
though?
as we discussed last year, that last week, lying would be my domain and diplomacy would be Felix's.
I honestly think our best bet is just to go back to the Talevs, tell them most of the truth.
I don't think we need to tell them that he told us anything.
No. That's why I said most of the
I think
truth.
we just say-
tell them he died.
Ju-
He was
I don't think
killed.
we need to say
delivered
that
it, he was
much.
killed.
just say he.
We delivered the box, here's your signature.
And say, don't know what it was about, but he seemed very afraid when he received whatever it
He was
was.
real paranoid. Took a while. Yeah.
Yeah. See,
This is all true.
if we really want to get, help if something gets blamed on us, having the Talevs on our side is probably our best bet, since they're so powerful here. So
And-
rather than trying to lie and cover everything up, which could easily be uncovered, if we just straight up told them he died from this, we're worried it might be pinned on us while we were on your mission.
So
If something happens, you owe us to help us.
Hold on to the arrest
I'm gonna
warrant.
put this out there. It's possible that they sent us deliberately as a scapegoat. That's why they didn't want to send someone from their household.
Gabrielle,
And I have an idea of a way that we can resolve that, if it is the case.
DM, just
Have we seen the Talev family seal? Like, it was on the gate
Yeah.
outside their house, right?
We've been shown it several times.
Yeah.
It's like
I
the half
have-
circle with the, what's it called? Yeah.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Yep. It was on the door, for
Mhm.
one thing. Either way, Cervena, do you have like a needle or a pick in like a lockpick set or something?
I certainly have lockpicks, and I feel like a needle is not too much to ask.
we should leave one at a time.
I have a needle.
hang on once. Yeah,
And
I think.
I'm not a half bad tailor.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume that either that you would at least have a needle. If somebody has a sewing kit, you obviously do. Andrew, were you trying to ask the question?
No, I was trying to say you did have last time where I hid the warrant, right?
You said you put it in your boot,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. So I'm just gonna pull it out and show it to everybody. I'm gonna say insurance and put it back in the boot. It's the arrest warrant.
I'm gonna ask Felix for that needle,
Okay.
and I'm going to use. This is gonna take me a good 10 minutes probably, but I'm going to use the needle and one of my vials of ink, and I'm gonna do a very rough tattoo on his forehead. Basically, just dip the needle in the ink and stab him. Dip the needle in the ink, stab him, and just do kind of like a pointillism drawing of the Telev family seal,
Why?
because that way it looks like he was they're basically signing it as he was killed for daring to speak out against them.
What? How? Why? Why do that? Like,
Because it doesn't look like it's us that way.
except that we're working for the Telefs.
Only the Televs know that.
I'm the guard who knows that we're working for us. The one who warned us that if we didn't get the kid, we shouldn't come back. He knows.
I tell you what.
Is anyone moving to stop him from doing this? Well, let's put it this way. I'm gonna ask you guys, please do not metagame this. I should have asked this before, but Fenmir, did you state what you were going to do with the needle? I know that you said it to us, but did you say that out loud?
Yeah, I brought it up when I asked for the needle. I said I was going to tattoo the crest on his forehead.
Okay, are you forging ahead, or are you waiting for people to give you opinions?
I mean, it's going to take me a really long time, so I don't imagine I'd get very far before they stopped me, if they do want to stop me.
All right, cool. Just keep in touch.
Because this is a very slow process to go dip, dip, chick, dip, dip, chick, that sort of thing, you know?
Okay.
So, listen, wouldn't it just be faster if we just, like, I don't know, cut him open and
Do we have his ring?
cut him open and wrote something in blood? Also, we should probably get the hell out of here.
Yeah, getting out of here.
Tell you what, you two.
Do we still have
what?
the
I have a-
seal
I have
ring?
a-
If you
idea.
two stay, well, you two stay and let me take them two. I'm gonna point at Felix and
Azalea.
Azalea and say like, why don't I take them two and I'll get out the back window and get away from this place. We can meet back up. We can meet back up at the hotel and then go to the Televs.
So Amari's gonna. So are we actually going to tattoo the seal on his forehead?
I will leave that up to our tactical people. I think that's a horrible idea. Then we're just going to have an incredibly powerful person who's going to be really, really mad that we double-crossed them and also revealed them to the authorities.
I thought we were talking about getting out of Dodge, but...
well, yes, but here's the thing.
If you
They
guys
have
think that's
power
a
that
bad
doesn't
idea, I
stay
won't
in
do it.
Dodge.
I think it depends entirely on whether they set up. If it's a good idea or a bad idea, it depends on if they set us up to the scapegoat here.
Okay, so how about this? On that table that was covered with documents that he has, are there two bottles of ink? I mean, he's been doing a lot of writing, so I imagine he probably has ink there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to take one of them. I am going to set it... basically, I'm going to set it on the edge of the table, on the side facing where he has fallen. Basically, like on the corner closest to where he is on the ground, to make it believable that one of them could have gotten knocked off the table next to him. I'm going to take the other one. I'm going to pop the cork out and leave it on the table like this bottle was in use. Spill it on the ground next to him and leave the bottle there, and then dip his right hand fingers in the ink and use his fingers to write a word.
What word would you like to try and write?
And I'm going to write. I had an idea, and I'm realizing that it wouldn't work.
How about Pharaoh?
Or I could do like read. Kind of like because I'm trying to get into his headspace, and like he could be like read the documents that I have on the table. He could be don't trust the authorities type thing. I don't know how I get that in a single word.
Don't trust.
I'm just gonna put a circle with a big ragged A in the middle and start anarchy.
I like where you're going with this, though.
Why don't we just take the money, stash it, go back, tell the Talevs what happened, as much, except without the part where he told us everything. Get our money
And
for a
died.
reward. If they try and double cross us, there's not any. I mean, we don't have any guarantee that any of these options don't end that way.
I'm gonna
I would
say-
like to pocket a couple of the documents that he has that basically are saying what he was trying to hide.
Should I take them two out
Okay.
the back entrance?
Can you?
Yes.
If
did
there
you
is a
what?
back door, those two. Okay, all right.
Okay, slow down.
Wait, here.
You haven't seen the rest of the house, so you don't know if there is a back entrance. So let's take this a little bit of time. I want to point out for one thing, since the guy has died, I would say it's been about 4 minutes. Just FYI, just to help keep track of time. Ethan, I need you, if you're gonna write something, I need you to let me know what word you're gonna try and write. Just you can take some time to think about it, but just like make sure you get it in at some point.
Okay.
Just because it'll help me keep track, because otherwise I will forget. Are people trying to get up and leave right now?
I'd like to just see if I can check the area around the house to see if anyone's coming or hear anything.
I like to check around the actual house, like the inside. I want to see what else is in that house.
Okay.
I also think that the gold, even if we are going to keep it as part of group loot, it should be divided amongst us.
Yes.
While we're leaving this place.
Yeah.
While you're leaving, okay, somebody needs to get on that. That's not.
It's basically just like each of us take some, shovel it into a bag, and before we walk out, because we don't want to take this fancy chest with us. Although we probably should, and then we should destroy it because we don't want it to look like somebody robbed all of the gold, like we did.
I'm sorry, just the way that came out was just so great. We should, because we probably don't want to take the box, but then maybe we should and destroy it.
If there were black sheets, we could put them on and pretend to be a family in mourning, and then have two people dressed as gravediggers and carry the guy out while we follow him wailing.
No.
No, not no. Mm-mm, no. We don't have anyone strong enough to to carry him out anyway. So
if we're sticking around and trying to find stuff out, which isn't a bad plan, so that we know what we're getting ourselves into, or what option we do.
Okay. 1 second. Sorry, I'm not crowd controlling well. No, hold your thought for 2 seconds. Can Savannah please go out? So you're trying to figure out if anybody's around. Please make a perception check.
And I'd like to try and be snicky.
Okay. What kind of van? Where are you? Just like going outside and looking around, or are you trying where are you looking?
I guess.
From? Okay.
I mean, I only know this one room.
Okay, so you're doing that. So go ahead and make your roll. And you're just
Alright.
sticking your head and you're just sticking your head outside and looking around.
I'm gonna go wander around outside. Basically. I'm gonna try and once around the building.
Okay.
Alright. So does stealth be a 23 and
Your stealth.
perception is a 24.
Okay. 23 and 24. All right.
Gabrielle, the word I write is drink.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. That's good and ambiguous. That's good. That's good.
Okay. Cool. Thank you for letting me know. All right. So you're taking care of that.
I think we should probably take a sample of the drink, but leave most of it here.
Yeah, we should definitely take some. That kind of poison could be super useful.
Yeah.
So, for Tasha, or Ven, sorry. So you go outside and you look around, and so the surroundings of this area, this house is set pretty far back from some of the others. You can see other ones nearby, but they're at least like 50 to 100 feet away from you. They're still like a little bit of distance. And there's a slight rise of rocks behind the house, like almost like just like it's as if the wall is crumbling a little bit. right behind the house, right up against the wall. So, are you trying to climb up anything? I'm just
not
giving you
climbing up. I'm gonna check basically roughly the area around the house, a couple alleys. If there's any, I don't know what the street layout and stuff is, but
Okay.
it's not
It's
just
pretty
like
open.
poke my head out. Oh look, nobody's here. We're good.
Yeah.
I'm a
Most-
lot more paranoid than that.
Right. There's a couple of side streets, but there's not really much in the way of alleys around here. It's pretty much a very main thoroughfare. So as you're looking around, it's pretty dead back here. You can hear people in some of the houses nearby. You can hear them, just conversing with one another. You think you hear the sound of a child in one of them. You wander down one of the side streets and you can see a couple other kids like chasing a cat down the side street. And when you're coming back, as you're looking down the main road, you can see a good ways beyond. Probably like it's because you've made a good perception check. You can see what looks
For
like a
19.
lone woman starting to coming up from the end center of the city, just walking up the main road.
Anything about her demeanor, clothing, anything that says literally anything about her.
It's the Pharaoh.
She looks like peasant. She looks like she's lower class. She's dressed in very simple clothes. She looks like she might be carrying a basket that you can't quite tell what's in it, but you would assume it's like groceries or something.
Okay.
She doesn't look like she's hurried or anything. She's kind of looking at her feet as she's walking.
I'll just stand and loiter and watch her go by.
Okay.
Nice.
So she continues
thank
as
you.
you're standing out there for another couple minutes. It's been about 6 minutes since dude died. I told you guys 4 minutes before. And she's continuing to walk to. It seems to be towards this sector of the houses. You're still stealthed, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But she seems to be heading.
Don't die.
I really want to send you my Sudafed.
Oh no,
You okay?
I'm on chat and now we're just getting layered replays of Tasha coughing. I'm sorry.
Very sad.
Wonderful. That's just what everyone needs.
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna, for the moment, stay as a lookout until people figure out, I guess, stuff.
And we're each taking like between 320 to 360 gold of this, just kind of like to smuggle it out without it being obvious. There's a large portion of gold being taken from this house.
Okay. Like a general.
Basically, what I'm saying here is to make things simple. It's still in the group loot, but just for while we're getting out of there, we're not carrying it in one portion.
Okay. Who's taking charge of that?
I don't care.
All right. So then you suggested it, so I'm saying that you did after
writing the word drink.
Yep. Okay. So you guys are doing that. You're probably gonna have to go out and try and find your sister to give her portion of the gold. Just
Sure.
keep that in mind.
Is there a fireplace in here?
No.
No?
Is someone taking care of getting the sample of the drink, too?
Yeah, before we jump into
Oh.
that, actually, I take that back. There probably would be a fireplace because it's the desert, so it's going to get cold out here, so yes.
I'm going to start a fire and put the box in it.
I'm gonna empty my flask and use that to collect some of the liquor.
Are you doing that before or after you look around the house?
I'd probably give my flask to somebody else to handle that. I don't trust myself.
Say Azalea
pretty good with this
she's
stuff.
not here.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Alright, so we'll get to that in 1 second. Actually, no. Okay, so you dump out your flask. Where are you dumping? Are you just like pouring it on the ground or what?
I'll pour it in the fireplace.
That'll make it hard to get the fire going.
Fine. If we want to be particular about it, maybe I'll
Just pour it down the sink, you know.
sink.
Yes.
Find the privy.
The privy makes sense.
Well, why don't you find a privy?
All right, well, let's go find a privy, shall we?
Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to make this more
What's
sequential because you're like, let's go look around the house. But I'm actually dumping out my flash. But I'm also doing just there's a lot of things happening at once, so I just want to make sure that we do them in order, so it's not like you're trying to do 3 things in the same turn.
Yeah, and most of this is my fault.
No, it's okay. You guys are
I'm
thinking
rambling
a
a
lot.
whole bunch of ideas that I have.
Yeah, and like it's
So-
sparking everybody to think. So, who's
Well-
it? Wait.
While
I'm
everyone else
sorry.
is doing all of that, I would like to spend more time examining all the papers he had all over the table.
Okay, we'll get back to that. Francis. You wander in, and this house is very small. It's like it's basically got that living area and cooking area. And then you do find one bedroom at the back. So what were you just looking around, just trying to see the place, or were you looking for something specific?
One, I want to look for possible escape routes. I want to see if I notice anybody out the windows. I want to get a general idea of just what's in the house. Is there anything that might be of value to us?
Okay, so you're doing a full run through. You can see there isn't really any sort of exit to the back end. If you think about it from when you first walked in, how the house is right up against the wall, there's one main way in and out. In the future, obviously this would be like a major fire code hazard, but it's built right up against, so there's one way in and out. Especially because it's such a small space. There's windows, but they're small, so you could try to wriggle through them, but you get the sense that most of you would not fit. Azalea probably could.
Sweet.
Felix would have to make a pretty high dexterity check. So that's that. You're looking through the bedroom, and the place is in general disarray. You don't find as many papers here. There's 1 or 2 scribbled notes. And if you pick 1 or 2 of them up, they seem to be just statements of support, but with just like initials like J or L or what have you, not full names. As you're looking through, you do notice hanging up kind of around the room are different fabrics and what appear to be like shawls or scarves that seem more feminine than what Haran was wearing.
Uh-oh.
Oh, nuts! Oh,
Okay.
Arad!
I feel like that would have been something to mention a lot earlier.
Can I run back in and see if he's wearing a wedding ring?
You can. You don't notice one.
Do the Jalbari do wedding rings?
Good question.
You don't know.
Okay, so here's the
The
thing.
Jalbari do wedding rings. Speaking as someone who lived in Jalbar.
Make a local knowledge check.
Okay, so either Haran has a girlfriend or
Yeah.
Haran likes to dress
Okay,
as a
let's get out of here
woman.
very fast.
Let's get-
very fast before that lady coming down the street with the groceries gets here, please.
But maybe Haran is a transvestite.
What did you roll?
Natural 14 plus 3, so 17.
Okay, I thought that was like your response to the roll, so I was like, it's either a natural 20 or a 1.
No.
And in point of fact, the woman does seem to be getting closer. Like, you get the sense that if you were standing out in the open, she'd probably see you by now. But you're not.
gonna-
You're stealthy.
Slink back to the house and be like, hey guys, person coming, possibly here. Maybe let's lie.
I'm just gonna.
Or prepare what to tell her.
I'm just gonna come out and go.
Buy
They're
us time.
busy. Distract her. Go
Lady
distract her.
clothes.
I'll buy us time.
I'm just gonna point in the bedroom and go. Lady things.
Okay, what do you guys do? All right, one at a time. Starting with Ven. Starting with Felix. What are you doing?
Okay, I'm exiting the house. There's no way to exit the house except the front door.
That you're aware of.
All right. Well, I'm going to I'm gonna exit the house and approach the lady.
Okay.
Is there a way that you can do that without her noticing you leaving the house?
That's what I was thinking, but I don't think there is. So
All right. Well, then
I'm
you're
gonna have to leave one way or another.
So then you're bold-faced walking out.
Yep.
Ven, go. This is all in.
Yes.
Think of this in turn order, but that's before he goes out.
I am going to go, and I'm going to stand by the door and try and look official.
Inside
if she
or outside?
comes down here, outside the door, if she comes down, I'm going to basically try and bluff our way out and say that there's been a murder and we were asked to investigate.
Okay.
Anybody have a problem with that?
No.
No.
You don't have time to double check these things. This is I'm thinking this is turn order basically.
All right, then I'm gonna go stand at the door and look official and
Okay.
slightly disturbed.
Okay. That's you. That's you. Then what are you doing?
All of the other stuff has already been done. I've already made it look like he wrote that thing. Noticing my sister standing by the door, I'm probably going to go stand on the other side of the door.
Okay. Are you guys?
Are you standing inside
Listen,
or
comes
outside?
here,
guys?
let me do the talking, okay, fam?
And you guys are just, and everybody's just openly walking out of the house.
Not outside the door, inside.
Oh, you're inside.
Or I'm waiting outside.
Oh, well then I'm going to wait inside.
All right. I'm.
All right. So then, are you trying to hide that? Are you trying not to be seen?
No.
Okay. So everybody's basically acting out and acting openly. Nobody's trying to stealth. Which leaves us with Francis. What are you doing?
I'm going to tell Azalea where the window is, and tell her to take the flask and run back to our hotel. Run back to our inn.
The flask with the sample, not the flask with the original drink.
Yeah, no, the flask with the sample. And tell her to run back to the inn and tell Clover to get everything ready. I tell her to start get everything that she can packed now.
Because we've got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Potentially.
Mm-hmm.
We have to get out.
I'm gonna give you this because you were looking out the window, and you can
Yeah.
amend what you're doing if you want. That window, basically, the way that it's oriented, the house is directly facing the main thoroughfare, but that the window was facing also an open side street. You're kind of at at a corner at the wall. So basically, anyone leaving through that window, unless it's they'd have to make a pretty significant stealth check to not be seen.
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna tell her to wait there until she sees an opening, and I'm going to. Oh, think Francis. Francis is going to. Is there a shovel anywhere?
Not within eyesight.
All right.
Not within eye shot.
All right. I'm.
And you didn't. And since you just went into the bedroom, I'm gonna say that you didn't find one. That you didn't look anywhere else.
Okay.
Really.
I'm just gonna grab any free writing material that I can, and I'm gonna pretend that I'm the Undertaker.
Okay.
Undertaker?
The Undertaker.
What are we pulling off? It's not gonna work at all.
Amari's
I have a contingency plan, don't worry.
Amari's just gonna be like, what do I do? What do I do?
Pretend you're investigating.
And just yeah, she'll she's gonna very carefully pick up the bottle and kind of be turning it around.
Amari.
I would like. Okay, we'll get to that. All right.
Moida most foul.
All right, I got to everybody. That was everybody, right? Okay.
Yes.
So, then you go outside, and as you're standing there, as soon as you walk into view, the woman sees you and stops. Is everything? Who are you?
I beg your pardon, ma'am, but I'm afraid there's been a murder at this residence or some form of death, and we're.
What? She immediately drops everything and rushes forward, trying to get into the house.
Sorry, ma'am. I'm going to ask you not to enter.
What do you mean? This is my house. I live here. What are you talking about?
Okay, please calm down, ma'am.
It's my husband.
Hang on. I have a question because Felix was going out to try and talk to her.
That's right. I'm so sorry. So yeah, Felix would have been the first person. So Felix, go for that. Yeah, we're gonna retcon that. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Goal is distracting them. So Felix is going to come out crying and trying to act as obviously blind as possible, and seeing if he can draw this woman's attention, but he's going to act like he hasn't actually seen her since he's trying to act blind.
Okay, but you just wandered out of her house, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Right.
Yep, I did. I'm really
Just
hoping
act
she's
like
going to
you were,
start
like
saying
he
something
took
to
you
me.
in.
Hello? Child, are you alright? At this point, she's also gonna see, like, Ven hanging out outside the door. Who are you all? What's happening? She's gonna
I don't
also...
know.
Were you...
We can't stay here. Something happened. I don't know what it is. We have to go.
What do you mean?
Can we go? Do you know somewhere we can go? Please.
Hang on. One moment. Ma'am, what are you doing
Don't
in my
talk.
house?
Would you be the other occupant of this house?
What? Yes. What do you mean, other occupants? What's
There
happened?
appears to have been some form of murder or death, because we came here to deliver a package and got here, and we found a body. A very obviously not normally dead
What?
body.
What do you mean you found a body? Oh my god.
Would it be more upsetting for you to see or not see? Because I really don't know.
Oh my god. Make
Please
a bluff
calm
check.
down. What's your name, ma'am? What's your name?
Okay. I want you to make a bluff check.
You got it.
You and Felix.
Okay.
Wait, both?
Yeah.
I don't feel like Felix was
Felix hasn't
bluffing.
lied.
Felix is still trying to convince somebody that he's just a child.
Could it be
who
a
is
perform check?
here. Yeah. Yeah, let's go with that. Thanks.
I'll take.
Okay, can someone roll a d20 for me? My hands are kind of occupied at the moment.
I can do it.
All right. Yes.
My bl-
I
Roll.
don't trust any of my d20s though. Somebody else do it.
Who feels lucky
I'm rolling
tonight?
well tonight.
Was it?
I'm rolling well tonight.
All right, go for it, Tasha.
And I rolled pretty well on my last one too. Damn. Okay. Felix is a natural 16,
All right.
Nice.
and mine was a natural 19, which is a total of 27.
Nice.
Okay.
You bluffed the crap out of this.
So
I
my
rolled really
perform
well.
then was a 19.
I'm really sorry. Please breathe. I'm really sorry.
Oh my god.
Can you tell me what your name is or what his name is? Because this is kind of freaking me out.
Whose name? My name is
That guy in the hut.
I don't know. Let me through. She's gonna run towards the door and
Here, hang on.
Can I
hang on.
hear what's going on outside?
Hang on. Otherwise, there's more people inside trying to figure out what happened. Just
she's gonna push
don't
through.
burst through to the
Oh my
door.
god. That's my husband. What happened? Who?
I don't know. If we knew that, we could tell you, but we're trying to figure that out. I mean,
Oh my god.
it looks like he was poisoned. Did your husband have any enemies? Also, why does he not have a wedding ring?
I'm.
Who are you?
Literally just some random people who were hired to bring a message and found a dead body and really think that foul play is...
But why are you still here? Why did you not let the authorities know? How long have you been here?
We've been here
Like,
for 2 minutes.
if even that, ma'am.
Why did I not see you on the... Which direction did you come from?
Cervena,
What?
Cervena, look. And I'm going to point out the chalice that he was drinking out of when he got poisoned. And I'm going to say this is probably what it was.
That's great. What kind of...
What is that? Show... You say he drinks... He was poisoned.
It, for all appearances, looks like it was poison.
What message? I don't understand.
So we don't know what the thing... We were just given a piece of paper and told to bring it here?
Show me. Please. Show me what...
Francis?
Right, ma'am.
We don't know what it was.
So I'm.
Which is kind of why it seemed sketchy when we found a dead body and we
And
wanted
remembering that Francis put it in his boot, I'm going to act like I stumbled and knock something over so she looks away long enough for him to get it out of his boot.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh,
Which of
frick.
us? Which
what
of
is my
us?
sleight of hand modifier?
Sleight of hand. Fart.
Oh, that's him.
Fart nuggets and cheese.
Why are
Good
you
God.
rolling? No. That's Ben.
Oh, okay.
Would I
Any
be making a
kind of-
sleight of hand check to just knock something over near me?
It's gonna
You know,
be.
he's trying to pull out the arrest warrant, right?
I'm doing it. I'm doing it this way because you're specifically trying to draw her attention away, and it's either that or a bluff check. And bluff to me doesn't really make sense. So for you guys to make
Okay.
a coordinated move like that, I'm gonna say sleight of hand.
Ma'am,
Dirty 20 sleight of hand then.
yeah.
Okay. She doesn't even acknowledge you falling over, and Francis, you produce the paper. You were giving him this arrest warrant.
It's an arrest warrant?
I don't think we're
It
qualified to
says
deliver
that.
this.
Why are we?
It's-
Why do they want?
What do you mean? You
Told you, we
did
don't
you
know.
not? It says that it's an arrest warrant. It's on the page.
It doesn't say so on the
We were not
outside,
permitted
lady.
To read
We
it.
were not. Yeah, we weren't allowed to read it. We were just told deliver this to whoever lived here. We didn't know it was an arrest warrant.
Who are you?
Some random schmucks who got hired to send a message.
I'm the randomest schmuck of
We
all.
were approached by what are they called? Species.
Tabaxi?
Tabaxi?
No.
Just but who
No,
was it?
the jackal species that are all over the place here.
No.
Yeah, we were approached by a gnoll who told us to do this.
So
It's
they
very
pay us. I mean, we're mercenaries.
Said they'd be
The
doing
no-
yeah, they said they'd be doing a favor for their master.
Who's there? What? Who?
We don't know.
We were approached by a gnoll in the street. We cannot be expected to know their master.
We need food. We're hungry. He said they pay well.
We realize this must be very upsetting. Is
What do you?
there anything we can do to help you right now?
Stop talking! Stop talking! Stop talking for just one moment. I don't understand. You received a letter from a random gnoll telling you to come to this house, and you found my husband dead.
Yep.
Yes,
That is the long and short of it.
precisely.
Why should I believe you?
I mean, do you have any reason not to?
Why shouldn't you?
Yes. The gnolls have no place in this society. They have nothing out for my husband. He supports them. They're at the base of society. They're looked down on.
I mean, the gnoll
master
said
on
we were
top of the-
delivering it for their master.
We're not from here.
We received as part of our instructions that we were not permitted to read it. I imagine the gnoll that gave us those instructions was not permitted to read it either.
And we're not from here. We don't really know how I mean, look at us. We don't know how things
All right,
work.
somebody make a bluff check with advantage. Just
I can do
anyone of you.
You've been talking the most, Tasha.
Yes, and it's also my strong suit. 23?
Okay. It's not that I don't believe that you could be that you're from out of town. Obviously you are. You're elves and it's
Yeah.
clear that you're not. And it's not even that I don't believe that but I don't understand why the gnolls would turn on my husband.
I don't think we can help you understand that. We don't really know the politics here.
We could try and
May
help you
I-
find the same knoll.
May I see the note? The warrants?
And she's
Alright,
going to
I'm gonna take it from her. I'm going to look at it, and I'm gonna say, this does not appear to be the handwriting of a gnoll. It is too fluid. This is the writing of someone well learned, someone in power, someone in authority.
Uh,
I do not believe the gnolls were the ones serving this warrant.
I don't think if they're
It's signed by Mirana Talev. Do you know who she is?
The name does not ring a bell.
The Knowles.
She's some bigwig or other.
She is one of the people. She's one of the politicians in Jalbar. She's in charge of foreign affairs. My husband was investigating some of her dealings.
You're kidding me. Don't tell me we got involved in politics without
oh,
knowing
not
it.
again,
Oh.
not again, not again. Lady, do you need a blanket or something?
I need you to call the authorities.
You can do that.
All right.
Please.
Why don't we get a sheet to cover him with? All right. So I'm gonna go in their bedroom, and is Azalea still there?
Is anyone running? Nobody's really running. I would say that since she would have heard you guys come in, she probably would have gone at
Okay.
this point.
All right. So then I'll bring back a sheet for I'll bring back a sheet for the guy.
We really don't have a lot of good luck with this city. We keep either running into murders or being around when they happen.
Yeah, that's set out of character, right?
Yeah, it's out of character.
Okay.
The woman's going to.
The lack of a Slavic accent didn't give it away, but
Yeah. So the woman's gonna sink down in one of the chairs and try and hold herself together. So what made you think that he was poisoned?
Look
Well-
at his mouth.
It says drink. There was drink.
and is the foam still around the mouth, DM?
Foam from poison stays around the mouth till it's wiped off.
And I mean, normal mouths don't have foam.
What's that bottle? She points at Amari, who's still holding. Oh, this, we found it next to his body. I would be very careful with it, especially if it possibly was. Yes, I understand, but show me the label. This was. Amari's going to turn it so it faces her, and you see that there is it's got a piece of parchment pasted onto the front that written in a language that you don't necessarily recognize, but she points at it.
What language?
Make a linguist. What languages do you know?
No. I think he's just asking, like, what if one of us speaks that language?
Yeah, would one of us know it?
No.
Null?
Amari
Okay,
does.
I don't know it.
Amari does. Oh, that's true.
And Felix was working on learning it.
Yeah. Yeah. So you recognize it. Yeah. So, well, is Felix still in the room? Felix, where are you? What are you doing? Felix is pretending to be blind, so
Yeah.
Felix can't really speak to it. But regardless, she points at it, and this was given to us. This was a gift.
Ooh.
But this was from. That doesn't make any sense. It was from one of our supporters. But
Oh.
I guess would be that
I'm going
it's
to
not...
walk over and put my hand on her shoulder and say, "Calm down. Who gave it to you?"
I don't remember their name. I think there should be a letter somewhere here. It came with a note. I don't know if my husband kept it. He didn't always keep everything, especially anything that could be linked back into the people who we were friends with, because
Is she wearing a wedding ring? Also,
well-
did we ever figure out if
Yeah.
it was actually normal in Jalbar to be wearing wedding rings?
did you ever give me your local?
I
It
did.
was 14,
Was
right?
it like 19
Total
or something?
17.
No, that's right.
17?
Yeah.
You know that most people do, but it's not uncommon for people to not, whether maybe if they're working in an environment where they're worried about it getting damaged, or if they can't afford something. So it doesn't strike you as particularly odd that it's not like a red flag to you that neither, and you do notice that neither of them is wearing a wedding band. So to you it's plausible. What was I saying? I would have to look. There's But it was, if I remember correctly, it was, I thought it was Noel, but maybe it wasn't. I wasn't there when my husband received it.
When
If,
did you receive it?
if you give me some moments, I can look through and try and find the paper.
Madam,
Can someone please, can someone summon the guards?
We can.
I'll tell you what. Let me go take care of it. I think I should take our little friend here, this little fella. I think we should take him for a lie down. I'm gonna point to Francis.
Felix.
please.
Sorry, Felix. I'm gonna point to myself. This little guy needs to lie down. No, actually, he's gonna need to lie down. Yeah, listen, I'll send a guard back. And you can find us. And I'm going to give him the I'm going to give him the name of the super sketchy inn that we tried to stay at first, and say, you can reach us there if you need to.
Okay,
If
remind
we're
me of the name
Still
of
in town.
it. I came up with it. Was that something that you came up
Something
with?
Viper.
The Sleeping Viper.
Yeah.
Sleeping Viper. So then I'm just.
Honestly, after this mess,
You know, I'm just gonna like take Felix by the arm and be like, don't worry, don't worry. Just be sure to ask for the two dudes named Francis.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. She kind of awkwardly like pats Felix, like touches Felix's shoulder. I didn't mean to ignore you. I'm sorry. Everything is. You should go. But yes, please send the guards immediately.
I'm just gonna kiss her on the hand and say, everything's gonna be okay. It's all gonna be alright someday. Alright, we're gonna find out who did this. And there will be justice. And then I'm gonna walk off with Felix.
And then I walk away.
And then I'm just gonna walk back to our hotel because I'm a terrible person.
Are you actually going to stop?
No, actually, I think I will stop. I'll wait until I see like an old. Like I'm gonna wait till I see like
You could
what?
always go and find the guards who we've already garnered some friendship with.
Oh,
That may be true, but you are not there.
that's.
I'm going to
I don't-
offer, because I know I'm really bad at talking, I'm going to offer to go with Francis and Felix and like put my hand on my gun as like a display of basically being a protector. And walk
Wait, are you leaving me alone with this
out
one?
of there. I gotta get out because I am going to.
It's you and
yeah,
Amari.
And Amari.
yeah.
You gotta get out because you what?
Because I'm really bad at talking and convincing people of lies. And this is very rapidly devolving from half truths into like full blown like red in the face lies. So I guess in my case it would be darker gray in the face lies. But
Alright,
like
so
I just got to get out.
Where you were going. All right, so that will leave Ben and Amari and the woman.
Would you like some tea or a blanket or anything?
You don't have to. Please don't. I don't want to be an imposition. I really appreciate you
An imposition.
trying to help. Please, are you sure you don't remember? Please, can you describe the person who approached you? Did he say anything? Give any sort of indication who he was? Did he pay you?
Not. Sorry. One question at a time. What was the first one? Sorry.
Do you remember anything at all about
Right.
the person who approached the knoll who approached you to
It's been a super long time. DM, remind me. There was this really big knoll that we saw several times, right?
Yeah, he's the one
Yes.
who hired us originally to work for these people.
To find
Alright.
the boy.
That's why I used that deception.
Yeah, he was the one. I'm gonna describe him.
Okay.
Roughly.
He has a
Kind of badly.
name.
Yeah, but we wouldn't know
That's
his
right.
name.
I don't think you ever got his name.
No, we didn't.
Just very. Did he say anything at all? Did he give any sort of clues about who might have Hayaton, I know that that's a stretch, and I know that
I'm
you may not remember, but
I'm gonna be
and-
honest. He said that there would his master wanted this delivered to this address, that we were not to look at it, but that if we deliver it and we came back, that would be well paid.
did he give you any sort of anything to prove that you had delivered it?
No, I mean, it seemed a little odd. You're right. In retrospect, there probably should have been a better way to prove that we were delivering. Although possibly, I don't know. This is so tangled. And I'm sorry, I don't.
It's
I'm not
alright.
from here. I don't know who
No,
the
no.
people who are in this city are.
It's okay. It's fine. She's gonna start sifting through the papers, just looking around and trying to find any sort of clues. Can I ask who has the receipt letter?
Ben,
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Do I still have the warrant? No, I assumed I
No,
handed that
I think you gave
over,
it to
right?
her. I don't think
Yeah.
you still have that.
Well, it was insurance enough to get us out.
Okay. Were you? No, I can't.
I'm sorry. Can I ask, what is your name and what is
No,
his name?
his name's Haran, and my name is Leah. I'm sorry. Will you stay, please? I don't mean to. You don't have to continue
It's
helping.
okay.
I would love for you. I really do.
Leah,
It means a lot that you
anything
have.
we can do to help you. This was a shock to us, but this is your husband. Anything we can do to help you get through this,
Yes.
just tell us.
If you don't mind just staying until the guards get here. I don't know who would do this.
No, it's okay. We'll
I need to worry about my own safety, but
protect you.
whatever, if you can tell everything that you said to me, everything that you know to them as well, then we can start to put pieces together.
I mean, would an arrest warrant usually have someone's name on, like the
I don't understand.
correct? So the arrest warrant had the Telev name on it, right?
Yeah, you said that it was
Yes, it is
signed by Mirana Talev.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that usual for arrest warrants?
I mean, yes, and I don't understand how all of this fits together. I mean,
I don't know.
no.
I'm literally just
Well,
asking.
I know. No, I'm just thinking out loud. But yes, I've never been served one, but I've seen in limited ways ones that are posted. Generally, they have the signature of the authorizing individual. So
The Televs would authorize the arrest.
generally, it would not. This is a bit unconventional. This is not, from my guess, this is not an official arrest warrant. It seems to be more of a threat, because the Televs are not members of the guard. They would have to have a member of the guard sign it. They do have members of the guard in their that are associate that they would be able to authorize this if they
Then
felt
it's like
threatened.
rub her face and go, "What have we gotten into?"
I don't know.
Neither do I.
I don't understand why the Televs would.
Did your husband know the Televs?
She's going to look at you up and down. Make a diplomacy check.
Diplomacy?
Yes.
Oh crap! That's
Why?
bad. Yeah, can I ask why I'm making a diplomacy check?
Because it'll determine how much she's willing to tell you.
Yeah.
Oh
have to be
boy.
really
Because she has no
diplomatic to get
reason
people
to
trust
believe.
you
Because
enough.
while she may trust
10.
you, 10, she's gonna look at you and just. We've had dealings with them in the past.
Okay.
I don't understand why now they would turn in this fashion, but they are politicians. They're the elite. To us, we can simply appear as pawns. But you will stay, both of you, please.
Yeah, just for the hell of it, I'd like to sense motive on her.
Go for it.
Which die do I want to use? I'll use this one. Natural 20.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
You get from her, she's genuinely very shaken, very upset. But you get this is not, Leah is not just anybody's marketplace wife. She is quick thinking. You can already see that the wheels are clearly turning in her head. She's trying to put pieces together. She's definitely holding back when you ask her about the Talevs, and you get, because you know what's going on, you get the sense that she probably is privy to the same details that Haran was. So,
Okay.
but she doesn't trust you enough. She definitely doesn't trust you enough to be open about those things.
Ironically, it's the one thing she's really right about in this whole scenario.
Nonetheless, she definitely seems to trust you, what you said. She's trying, but there's a certain, as she's now starting to go back through the papers again and look for things, and it seems that while shaken, she's still doing her best to try and figure this out as best she can. And you're getting the sense that she's starting to get a little bit more guarded again, whereas she was very more shell-shocked before.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna ask for 1 second because I gotta run and grab something for my mom. So metagame discussed, but please don't metagame. All right, I'll be right back.
As a note, Francis and Felix,
Mhm.
on the way back, I'm going to be telling Gabrielle this when she gets back, but on the way back, I'm going to be telling you two that I think it would be a good idea to inform a guard that we heard hearsay a murder had happened and point them in a general direction of the home, but in a slightly off direction way, so that they start going in the general direction, but they don't think that we're coming from the source.
Whoa.
Because I think it would be a way that we can kind of get guards' attention drawn to a death without incriminating ourselves.
Probably the easiest thing to do, because she already knows we were there. So if the guards arrive and she's like, "What do you mean? Didn't tell you directly," could even be more suspicious. But we could play off the whole blind thing. You two could be the first random citizens I found after overhearing something that sounded like a murder. But I wouldn't have any details because I'm blind. And then it would send them in the right direction. They'd say they were sent by people who said there was a murder.
Oh, that's genius.
I really like Noah's ideas.
That is brilliant. I love that.
Yeah. Just send somebody, because I'm gonna
I
be stuck
also want to
lying
have a
this
person
woman.
that can play off being blind in every campaign.
Andrew
I'm stuck lying to this woman until someone gets here.
Andrew regrets many life decisions.
And I'm a little disgusted at how well we're lying to her. Granted, it's not like we killed him and now we're like, haha, we did it! But still.
Yeah, it's a little ghoulish.
I mean,
Well, I will have you know that I am neither good nor evil. I'm out here to
Neither
support
am I.
myself, and I don't really care.
I am also neither good nor evil, but
Ghoulish is just a
I'm
Hungarian
a little
soup.
worried that I'm gonna mess something up at some point.
You have a gooder leaning than me.
Gooderer.
Gooder.
Gooderer.
Gooder leading. You even have gooder English.
Don't count on that.
That was the entire point of why I said that. It was
I
for you
know
guys' amusement.
So let's make us murder witness hobos.
Yeah, we keep either watching murders or running across murders. What is wrong? Do we need to leave this city to get away from the murderers, or are the murderers just gonna plague our existence as a party?
It's probably that guy who ran away.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have a really existential moment here, but I think the murders are gonna follow us because there's some sort of plot revolving around us.
Gee, who would ever have guessed?
All right.
Not so less
Nah.
existential, but
Way to be so egotistical, always thinking of yourself as a main character.
Oh my
My
god.
oh, I
God.
really think I'm a supporting character in somebody else's story. I legitimately do.
Well, I mean, it can't all be about us, so. Anyway, alright, so.
I lost track of whether we were talking in game or out of game.
Yeah, I can't
I
tell.
thought we were talking about out of game, so.
Yeah, this is out of game.
Alright.
Look on the bright side, at least you have supporting character role. I'm pretty sure I'm just the schmuck that gets passed on the street one day.
Oof.
Anyway.
You're everybody. Everybody's a supporting character for somebody. I got that out eventually. Shut up.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's just how. Anyway. That's just objectively how it would be. Okay. Going back to my trio that is running away very bravely.
Brave the Robin ran away.
I thumbed my nose at you, sir.
Brave, brave,
Sir
Robin.
Robin. I
Run.
did it.
1, 2, 5, 3, sir. 3.
Uh,
Run away! Run!
danger reared its ugly head. He bravely turned his tail and fled.
All
His
right.
brave Robin turned about and gallantly he chickened out.
Well, yeah, that's basically the theme right now. So,
Moving along.
and what are y'all doing?
Finding
We
guards.
have a plan.
You have what?
We have a plan.
Okay, what are you guys doing?
Felix is going to play off the blind thing again.
To whom?
And Francis and I are going to flag down a guard. The first
Okay,
guard we see.
Well, where are you going?
Back to the hotel. Well,
Okay.
I wanted to bring up to the other two potentially going to the Talev's residence again, but I think we should go back to the hotel and regroup.
Okay. So you guys are going are you guys just going down the main thoroughfare to get back, or what are you doing?
We're going back the way we came, I thought.
Okay, that's what I figured. Just wanted to make
Didn't
sure
you say there's really only one way in and out of this place?
out of this area specifically, but I'm like trying to figure like, are you passing by the Talevs? Are you trying to? Because the Talevs are also kind of well, I guess technically they're not quite in the same way. Make just like make a percentile roll just to make sure you don't get lost or something, and accidentally wander by. I can't figure
81.
It'd be geography. Okay, yeah. So you guys are fine. You managed to figure out a way, and you by recognizing your surroundings, you circumvent. You're able to circumvent getting like passing by the Talebs, and you're able to find yourselves.
Circumnavigation! What?
Yes. About 15 minutes later, you find yourselves back at the inn that I don't remember the name of because I'm terrible.
The hole in the wall or something like that.
It was kind of
Yeah.
called like the sunset. The sun.
The sun sets in the wall. The sun sets in a hole in the wall.
The sunset. The sunset. The sun sets in a hole in the wall.
Yes.
It was called.
There's a hole in the log in the bottom of the sea.
There's a sunset in the hole in the wall.
That is their sign now. Actually, I think it's the desert.
name of
I think it's the desert moon or something like that.
Listen, dude, you came up with this, not me. So
La
I don't know.
cactus.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, so you guys arrive back, and so are you grabbing a guard before you go back? I'm sorry, I'm dense and I'm not.
We're finding down the first guard we see.
Oh, okay, all right. So as you're walking, you just as you're getting back back to the edge of where some of like the business is happening, you're finding more side streets and a few more built up residences. You find a guard just leaning against the side of what appears to be like another inn or maybe some sort of apartment building or whatever equivalent you can get of that. And you so that is the guard that you see. Go for it.
Okay, one of you approach them, and then direct them to me.
All right.
Francis,
Sure. I'm just
I'm
going
going
to
to
say.
nudge you.
Excuse me, good sir. I believe this little blind lad has something that he wants to talk to you about.
He's been asking for a guard.
The guard has, you notice a tabaxi kind of lazily pushes himself off the wall.
Is this the first tabaxi
Yes.
guard we've seen?
You see them kind of scattered around, but
Interesting.
gonna go back to our conversation that we had on
Okay.
Friday and say that it's fine. Yeah. So, yes. What can I help you with?
Are you a guard?
Yes.
This is purposely not with my accent.
Yes. What can I do for you?
I'm going to look extremely paranoid. and be
Blind.
Like, yes. Well, we're scared and be like, how? Prove you're a guard.
What? I don't know how to.
I'll lean
I
down and
am.
say he's a guard boy. He's wearing the insignia and armor.
Is there
Alright, I'm gonna
something
look-
that I can help you with, or are you simply just wasting my time?
There was a. I heard someone die.
What? Speak louder.
I think there was someone murdered. I was down. I'm gonna describe roughly the part of the city that we were in.
From a blind person's perspective.
Right.
What do you mean when you say that you heard someone die?
Well,
Was there a struggle?
no, there was a man who I was trying to get to help me. I see. I asked for assistance with living.
Assisted living.
and he was offering me something to drink, and then he collapsed. I heard him collapse, and then I was scared, so I went to get someone.
And who are these
We
people?
were the first ones he found.
Alright, make a somebody make a bluff check. Actually, I'm gonna have Francis go ahead, or Felix go ahead and make it because you're doing the talking.
Yep.
I feel like this is like straight out of Bob's Burgers, where one person is lying and the other two are standing behind him, going, "Yeah, totally. Like, yeah, that's exactly how it went. Like, yeah, totally."
Completely true. Completely true.
That is totally how that went. We totally did not forge your signature on a check.
Alright, what'd you get?
A 21.
Nice.
Nicely done.
Can I appreciate how well we're lying our asses off today, guys?
We have
We're
no.
gonna be the a-hole party again, aren't
We
we?
will fall through every
Most of what I said
privy in
wasn't really
Taikangaard.
lying.
It wasn't totally a lie, except
But it was
that you
still a
definitely
bluff.
weren't. It was it was a significant bluff because you definitely were not just a random blind kid living with a
Not living. I said I was trying to insinuate that I was begging, but I didn't want to say it in front of a guard.
okay. I just didn't understand what you were trying to communicate. It's just like, wait, what?
I was seeking assisted living and I heard someone die.
No, like I asked people for assistance with
With living.
Yes.
You beg. So,
Right.
so you're
I
a
was
beggar.
trying to-
And this man died while you were there. Show me where he lives.
He lives near the wall.
Would
The
you
wall
be
around
able
the
to
city.
find your way back to where you were, boy?
I don't know precisely. I usually just. It was not in my normal
Okay,
place that I walk.
so I'm just gonna point something out of character right here, right now. This guard is gonna come thinking that a blind kid was alone with this guy and he died, and find us and the wife saying that we were there.
But you weren't. But you're not there.
Yep. It's all gonna be real confusing.
That's a gaming pigeon. I love you have to. Okay, if you're gonna do. Okay, can I make a request that we steal the metagaming pigeon from Vox Machina because it's my favorite thing ever. And I will totally let you metagame, like, make these metagame statements as much as you want, as long as you do it in a pigeon voice.
But it's not happening
I'm sorry,
right
what?
now with me.
Can we do it as a different animal?
I don't think I can do
Just
a
make it
pigeon.
funny.
I like a
No.
metagame moose.
Cool. Yeah, that may be true, but again, I don't know.
No, I'm just saying this, like, it's too late to change anything, but...
Yeah.
Not that I would want to. This is going to be glorious.
Where did you? He's going to turn to you,
You
and
schmucks are gonna leave it to me to lie my way out of this again.
Uh-huh.
the guard's going to turn to
Killing me.
Francis and Fenrir. Where did you find this boy? Between the three of you, we should be able to figure out where exactly he found this dead man.
It was.
I
I'm
mean-
late to this party here. I found the two of them trying to talk.
He's gonna give you a clearly very exasperated look and snap his fingers, and another guard appears, and he quickly explains what's going on. If any of you speak Tabaxi or have listened enough, you can recognize that they're speaking in Tabaxi. Right, we will do our best. So we do require the two come with us. We need to know exactly. The wall goes around the entire city. I'm not going to be able to try to figure out where this man is based simply on that.
Well, and we met the boy over here, and I'm gonna start walking in the direction of the house, just like down the main thoroughfare, basically.
All right. Boy, did you stay on the main road to get back?
Yes?
Do you feel that this is the correct direction?
I think so.
All right. Well, we will help and guide you. Just trying to retrace your steps. You get that he kind of exchanges a look with the other guard that kind of shows he's like, oh, I don't really know what to do. Blind kid. So Felix, are you walking back then?
Goose cheese.
Yeah, I'll go with the guards, I guess.
All right. He's going to turn to Thenmir and Francis. Is this you are certain this is the way that he came from when you met him?
I cannot be certain what direction he came from. He was standing here when we met him.
Yes.
Uh,
Very well then.
same.
You may be dismissed, but please give me your names if this truly is some sort of dead body. You will be. We may have questions for you as being associated with this child.
My name is Marcus. You can find me at the Sleeping Viper Inn.
And you?
My name is going to be Frank, and I don't know. I just got here, so I don't really have a place to stay. But I guess I'll stay at that Sleeping Viper place. That sounds all right.
Make a bluff check. With advantage, I'll be nice. My name is gonna be Frank.
Well, it's gonna be Frank.
I mean, that's a thing that certain people do is when they're telling a fact, they say that it is going to be, and it's strange. It bothers me, but it is a thing that people do.
That's why he's getting advantage. And
I know.
The look on his face said he needs it.
Please
The
tell
new
me
look on his
one
face
double one.
says that didn't help.
My rolls were a natural 1 and a natural 3.
Oh!
Frank.
All right. Listen, come here. I'm gonna beckon to the guy. I'm just gonna go.
He's gonna take like a half step closer to you, but you do notice that his hand strays toward his sword.
Listen, my name is Francis Folk. I come from a noble family across the sea. I'm kind of on a little bit of a expedition as a young man, going off and doing his own thing, and I really don't want to bring any. I don't want my family name to get mixed up in this. You know, I'm a little bit of the black sheep. So just just for now, it's just gonna be Frank, and I'll be at that inn that he's at. I'll follow him back there to get a place to stay.
Make a
We've ruined
diplomacy
this
check
guard's day.
with
What?
disadvantage.
What's that?
We
Make
ruined
a
our day.
diplomacy check with disadvantage.
A what?
Drop
A
the
diplomacy
make
check with disadvantage.
A diplomacy check with disadvantage.
This is gonna suck.
Mm.
Not necessarily.
3.
Oh.
Good God, boy. You will come with us. We will certainly have questions for you. Whether they are related to this incident, that remains to be seen. You, Marcus, you may go. He's gonna wave dismissively at you, expecting you to leave now.
I'm going to actually say, I can be useful. I have been a researcher of some form. If you would like, I can come along just to give you some ideas as to what happened.
Did you just pull like the murder she wrote? Excuse me, detective thing?
He's
I
gonna
have
look
no
you up
idea
and
what you're
down.
referring to.
He's gonna look you up and down. I don't think that will be necessary. We will potentially call on you if it turns out that it is something that our guards, for some reason, cannot handle. However, I feel that that the detective skills of the guardsmen, those Jalbar and the Jalbar law enforcement should be sufficient. But I thank you for
Understood.
your services.
I should, however, take this boy, should I not? He is no longer necessary to you and likely could use some food and comfort.
He will stay with us. We will ensure that he is well cared for, and we still would like him to lead us to as best he can to to where this man may be.
Understood. And I'm
Thank
going to
you.
walk away. But I'm going to only walk so far away that I can still see them, and as soon as they start walking towards the house, I'm going to try and follow them at a distance.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, let's do a couple different things. Okay, first of all, I want to make sure. Mr. Felix, what are you leading them to back to the house?
As best I can. I mean, I'm gonna play up the blind kid who he was in a new area, so he doesn't really. He's not like, oh yeah, this street sign we turned left. But
Okay. Yeah, that's
I'm
fine.
gonna be like, if they're asking questions if we're going the right way, I'm gonna be as honest as I think is.
Okay. Makes sense. Just wanted to make sure you're not like going on like a wild goose chase. In which case, then you give yourself a good like 2. Well, no. You walk and you watch them go, and they kind of get blended into the crowd. And then eventually you start to follow where you at least last saw them. They're a little bit harder to find now, so just make a quick perception check. It's low DC. Just make sure you don't lose them entirely.
Hey, I lost them entirely.
Oh.
If
You're walking. Good grief. You're going, yeah, because you guys are like at the edge of town. You're going, and it takes you a while. I'm not gonna make it a loss entirely because it would be very hard for you. At least you know to head back.
Like,
that
I know where
direction.
they're going.
Yeah, so there's a crowd and people moving, and there's a surge of people as it's getting towards dusk now. There's a surge of people going back into these apartment buildings and everything else, and after a moment you lose them, and you're sitting there like, just how. So you decide instead to wait for a few minutes and then start walking back that direction, if that's okay for me to say.
there's a flood of people.
There's just no, it's just mostly people walking up the thoroughfare and going into like the apartment buildings, and like a handful of people
Oh, okay. I was
going further.
thinking like all of a sudden there's like this giant crowd. I was like thinking I could try and hide in the crowd. You know what I'm gonna do?
No.
I'm gonna ask the tabaxi officer. I'm just gonna go. What is your name, sir?
Is there a reason that you are asking?
That's just a good thing for a foreign citizen to have when traveling in a foreign land.
And where exactly are you hailing from?
From Mariel, the folk family of Mariel. That's my family. I left them on a journey, and I am currently being evidently detained for no reason in a foreign country.
You're being detained for your complete inability to lie.
I explained to you precisely what I was trying to do, is to keep my family out of my journey as much as possible. So listen, my mother used to say a lot of things. So I'm just gonna start.
That will be enough from you.
Oh crap!
Keep walking.
So what's your name then?
Oh crap! What?
That is unnecessary.
I believe it is, officer.
Yeah,
My name is... What?
I'm gonna stop and be like, but you said you were a policeman. You should have no reason to hide your name. I'm gonna be real suspicious and start and like just stop in the middle of the street.
Yeah, like.
I'm Officer Leven. Are you satisfied?
A little bit.
Good. Let's go. Go. Continue walking.
Right, it's Officer.
He just gestured to a kid that he has every reason to believe is blind.
I really kind of think about that and just realize and just really try to hide. And just keep his dignity and like instead just kind of like give Felix a kind of gentle but a little bit forceful.
Officer
like,
Levon,
nudge.
I will. I'm sorry for any suspicion, officer, but you are acting a little strange yourself. I'll be sure to speak to Lieutenant Sharif about this. Lieutenant Sharif is the guy that we made friends with on the police force.
Oh, the big giant dude.
Yeah, the heavy guy. Yeah, that.
You said that you didn't get a name. Making me mad. Did you get a name?
No, not.
Now starting to lose pieces.
No, okay, so the big giant Knoll guy we never got a name for is the Tileb's servant. The heavy set guy who works in the police force with the shaved head, that's Lieutenant Sharif.
He's
Where
not
did
wrong.
you guys meet him? No, I believe you.
No.
We met him when we first came into town when he was trying to, when we had to stay in the hotel right above, or not the hotel, but like the rooms right above the prison when they were, because they had some high value guest in town.
Right. Thank you.
Yes.
The other guard is going to Lieutenant Sharif.
Yes.
I thought you said that you are visitors here.
I am, but I do know Lieutenant Sharif. We had the pleasure of making acquaintance.
We sincerely apologize for any sort of roughness. We're simply doing our jobs, but you may go.
Right. Thank you, gentlemen. Please, if you ask for Mr. Folk at the Sleeping Serpent, and I will do anything I can to help you.
Sleeping Viper.
Sleeping Viper, I'm sorry. And I will do anything I can to help you.
Understood.
Alright, and please, gentlemen, stay safe out there. This city's crazy as hell. I'm just gonna, like, whisper that, and then just, like, look around and, like, kind of, like, start heading back up the road.
He's gonna kind of awkwardly nod to you. They're both gonna kind of awkwardly nod to you, and then you hear them kind of muttering to each other into the backseat. Alright, so you guys continue walking. Nicely done.
Being entitled for the win!
Man, who used this? You used a scare tactic.
Yes, I did.
That didn't work.
I really cooled it. Also because I don't remember. I mean, I'm assuming that lieutenants have more, or more insurance
Right.
than regular guards. So
Yes.
Yes,
Well,
they
that
are.
way it's down to just the women and the children to deal with the problem.
They are big, strong men in front of
The big, strong men.
Did it really work?
Okay, correction. Big, somewhat normally strong.
We are two averagely strong men.
All right, so you guys you start walking. You guys walk, and eventually you find yourselves at back in the sector facing the houses. Felix, sorry. Are you going straight up to the house, or are you like?
Felix. I cannot be silenced.
I'll do whatever the guards are indicating I should do. If possible, I'm going to act like I don't want to go into the house with them. Like
Okay,
I'd like to show
but you
them.
indicate the
I
correct
think it
house.
was this area. It was one of these houses. But I'm going to act like I really don't want to go into the house. Like, kid doesn't want to go back to the spot with the body.
Just stay here. Don't go anywhere. We will lead you back to wherever you need to be. But we will, if there really is a body in here, we will have questions for you. But we will make sure that you are fed and well clothed before you. Just stay here. You. He points to the other guard and says, "Just stand here with him. I will call you if I need you." He's gonna he unsheathes his sword and he walks around. At this point, Fenrir, you're still stealthing. Are you stealthing?
I'm following them at a distance. I wasn't really trying to be stealthy. I was just trying to follow at a far enough distance that they probably wouldn't really notice me. And once I get into that alleyway that leads back to the house, then I would want to stealth.
Okay, go ahead and make your stealth check.
Big money, no whammies. Natural freaking 20.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice job,
So
boy.
27.
All right, so you're sitting there and you have a good vantage point at the front of the house, and at this point you see the one guard disappearing in through the entrance, and the other guard kind of standing pretty awkwardly with Felix, just kind of like watching between the door and the entrance to this section of the neighborhood.
Okay.
All right, and you're just chilling out?
Yep.
All right, cool. Inside, Amari and Ven and Leah, or Amari and Ven, you hear voices outside, and a moment later, a very tall tabaxi guard walks in full armor, with a sword drawn. Who are you? Put your hands where I can see them.
Hi.
We're just here. What we found.
We were sent to deliver a package to this address and found a dead body when we got here. This is his wife. She asked that we keep her company until the guards came.
Yes. It's true. This is. Was my husband. They said that these. I can verify what they have said, or at least that is the same story that they told me, that they met a gnoll who asked them to deliver a message. Yes, she hesitates for a second and then pushes on. They were asked to deliver a letter to him, and they found him dead. And this bottle was opened. We haven't moved anything. We haven't touched anything. She steps back and kind of indicates the rest of it indicates everything.
Touched the crap out of everything.
We touched the crap out of it.
Because she trusts you guys. Just let that sink in.
A terrible decision, really.
Terrible decision, really. The guard's going to kind of warily poke at the body. With his sword, almost.
Let me just stab this body in front of its wife.
His wife
Hesitates and very carefully rolls the body over, carefully moves the sheet down with one claw. How long ago was this?
How long has it been?
Since you guys found him?
Since he died, yeah.
Since he died? Probably about 40 minutes.
He's been here maybe 40 minutes, a little less.
You notice Leah kind of, kind of shift a little bit.
I can't. Correction. So how well can we tell time?
Yeah, that's definitely what I was thinking.
That's probably the first question I should have asked.
Like 40 minutes seems really precise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be vague. Say like less than an hour.
Yeah. So
I mean,
you
we
would,
knew it was a month from when we woke up.
yeah, but that's easier because it's days. I would
It was
say
No,
yeah.
no. As
So-
in, we knew it was a month when we
Yeah.
woke up from
Oh,
when we
shut
had.
up.
Would it be more accurate for me to say some amount less than an hour?
Well, let me revise that because that is a good point that you probably wouldn't know as precisely.
Yeah.
You could. Well, no, because we said there's clocks in this game. I'm pretty sure we
Yeah,
said
but
that.
do any
Yeah,
of
but
us have
he's-
pocket watches we're checking?
Like
Unless we have pocket watch, he's
we'd have like
foreign. Clocks cost quite a bit.
we'd have like sundials and like maybe water clocks, but not like wall clocks or cuckoo clocks or stuff like that.
I have been intending to try to design a pocket watch of sorts, but that's besides the point.
Okay.
I mean,
I would say no.
people could be. I mean, people knew hours well enough
Okay.
to change watches.
Listen. The first mechanical clocks were invented in Europe around the start of the 14th century. I'm gonna say that's a. I'm gonna. Okay, fine. I'll.
Okay, no, well, that would.
To humor. Sorry. To humor you, I'm gonna say you can keep it down to the hour. So you know that you've not been. You guys have been here
Okay.
for probably closer to an hour.
Okay. So, but according to our story, it would have been less than an hour, and that's probably all we know.
What are you?
Basically, if we're actually saying, if what we were saying was true, of we found this dead body, we would have found it sometime within the last hour, but we have no better idea than that. Basically, is what I'm trying
If
to.
you're trying to keep
clarify.
it vague, you could say that.
That's about right, though. If we can know things to the hour, we would say it's been within the last hour.
Let's say hour and a half hour because of the sundial. So you know in actuality you've been here between a half hour and an hour.
And this is from when we actually got here.
Yes.
And from the time he died, has it been about 40 minutes?
You can guesstimate that, yeah.
Maybe half an hour? I'm not sure. I don't have a timepiece.
I do found some exactly like this.
Yeah.
Minus the
Where was the little boy?
Little boy.
There was a little boy.
Yes. He was upset. He was like, I mean, is that the little beggar boy?
Yes. He said that he was here and he heard the man and he was offered a drink and he heard the man dying.
Okay, I wasn't here when this guy died.
Was a little boy here when you arrived?
Yes, there was a little kid inside the house bawling his eyes out.
He's gonna call out to into backseat.
So yeah,
And-
Leah saw Felix leave the house, which means it has to make sense with our story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
the
there was never any indication that I was with you guys. I
Right.
ran out screaming, "We have to leave!
Right.
Bad things are happening!"
Right.
Crying, and I stayed quiet through the rest of it.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm
the
just-
guard's gonna call to the other one, and the one who's standing with you, Felix, is gonna say, "Come." And
Gesturing to the blind kid again.
He's gonna wander in the
No.
wrong direction.
he like kind of pushes him a little. He like kind of pulls him gently. We won't stay in here long. They just have a couple of questions.
Okay.
So he's gonna walk in. Do you remember? So do you remember who was here when you found this man, or when you walked in? Was he alone?
I was wanting food, and he
Yes.
offered to give me some and something to drink. And so I heard him pour the drink, and he handed me a cup. But I didn't drink any. And then I heard him start coughing,
And then what?
and then he kept coughing, and was saying things, but I was scared and don't remember. And then I heard him fall.
And then what happens next?
Then I was very, I didn't know what to do. I tried to figure out what was wrong with him, but I could feel that he was on the ground, but he wasn't responding. And so I tried trying to call for help. And then there was other people. There was some lady on the street, other people that came to the house.
What lady on the street?
She said she was his wife.
Do you recognize this little boy? He turns to Leah. Yes, he came running out of the house when I arrived. And these people, were they also here? They were. He's gonna look at Felix. You said there was no one else.
Not when he was drinking. It was after that people arrived. I was scared. I didn't know what to do for some time. It wasn't until other people arrived. I thought that they had murdered him, and that they were coming or something. And that was why I was wanting to make sure you were a policeman and not someone.
You thought that these
lied
people
to me.
murdered him.
I didn't know what to think. I was scared. I ran.
Understand. And how many do you seem to be intelligent and perceptive? How many of them were there?
I heard 3 people talk.
3. Can you describe the voices?
Out of game, how do you actually describe someone's voice other than like deep or with X accent?
They sound like a man.
Well, that narrows
Warbly,
it down to half the
No,
population.
warbly, gruff.
Well, 46%.
Actually, I think there were
Anyway, I just trust
there were
process.
4. There were 4. There were 2 men and 2 women.
There are only 2 women here now, and these
there's
2
3.
women, they were different from. They were different, not the woman who you found.
When I left to go get guards, the 2 men also left.
Which men were they? Never mind. That's a stupid question. Don't answer that question. Where did they go? What do you mean? They left?
I don't know. I didn't follow them. I was looking for guards, and then I found those 2 other people that helped me find you.
Who else was here? He's gonna turn and look at Ven.
There's a few members of our group.
And where are they?
I honestly have no idea. Which isn't even a lie, because I don't.
All of you are going to have to come with me. You two, he points at you and Amari, are under arrest for suspicion of possible involvement with this.
For suspicion of possible involvement.
Killed it?
I have no reason to. He thinks that you may have had some sort of involvement. You all seem to have appeared. 2 of you ran away. 2 of your party seem to have run away and have not come back and did not seem to want to wait for the proper authorities to be found.
It's possible they tried to find the person who hired us.
Where did those men go? Were you here when these men left? He turns and points at Leah. Yes, actually. It's at least one. I saw. There were 2. Actually, yes, there were 2 men. I'm sorry. One had braids, white braids going down his back, and
Woman.
he said that he was going to find guards, and they. She kind of suddenly blinks and recognizes. They said that they were going to take him back to the hotel.
The jig is up! The jig is up! Run!
This is going
Run!
fast, people. I'm not sure what
What's
to
going
do.
on?
Clover, leave the silverware and the towels!
At this point, the second guard also draws his sword. All right. All of you are coming with us. Just describe to us, he points back at Lee again. Describe to us the other 2 that left. And she gives the.
I'm gonna go, who? Me?
No. But he kind of looks at you and then kind of almost sheepishly, like, waves his hand in front of your face to see if you'll blink, like, just quickly.
Okay.
Are you
My
hitting
dude has
that?
got so much practice playing
Did you just try
blind.
to hit a child?
I am not hitting the child. I'm trying to figure out if he's actually blind because he's now saying that he randomly found these people, but this woman is saying that he left with people, and now none of everything that you are saying. I have no reason to believe anything that any of you are saying, including her, but I am at least in some way persuaded that she may not be lying through her teeth. So all of you are coming with me. I will take descriptions of everyone in your party, and we will see where we are when we reach the guardhouse. Am I understood? Take all of your weapons and place them on the ground immediately.
Okay.
Anybody move?
Yeah.
That's actually being done.
The only weapon I have is the stick that I use as my blind cane.
Oh.
I'm not dropping it.
I
I'm not gonna
will
say that. I'm just keeping my stick in my hand.
take my rapier, the dagger on my hip, and the dagger from my boot, and lay them on the ground.
Amari's gonna also slowly put down her quarterstaff. Yeah.
So I'd like to just point out that if we killed this guy, it would have been a lot more logical for us to have, say, used the weapons in our possession rather than a poison that you could. I assume it's a poison based on, the dead body that we don't have on us. Feel free to search us, but we don't have a poison.
No one is saying that no one is accusing you necessarily of having actually.
But you're arresting us.
Because none of your stories are consistent. You have people who are disappearing. You're saying that this boy disappeared, that he was running out of the house, but he is now. But this woman is describing him as having left with members of your party that you don't know where they went.
I'm sorry, I didn't say that the kid ran out of the house.
None of your stories are consistent.
I'd like to point out that I did not say that Felix ran out of the house.
Who said his name was Felix?
No, I'm saying
She was saying that out of character. No Slavic accent.
Exactly.
Nonetheless, nothing.
It was never said that Felix ran out of the house. It was said that Felix was at the house when we got here to deliver.
Nonetheless, you said that he would. You described him as having left.
No, I didn't.
He was at the house.
All I said was that he was at the house when we got there.
Okay. Nonetheless, you said that you had members in your party who have since disappeared. Leah knows that this kid was here and that members of your party left with him to take him back to the hotel. Now he's coming back saying that he was here when the guy died, and the stories are not matching up. She knows that she knows that you know where those people went because you do know that Sen and Who's Its Face were going to get guards and go back to the hotel. So
did they say they were going back to the hotel?
We said we were going back to the Sleeping Serpent, the Sleeping Viper.
Yeah.
Oh.
So regardless,
I'm gonna be honest, I legitimately forgot that.
No, it's okay. Let's put it this way. I remembered this while I was saying all of it, and I was like, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense.
That one's a Tasha mashup.
Everything will line up fine if they take us to the station and question us all. Because our story, as whacked as it is, actually lines up. So long as we have the two members that left with me leaving and not actually going with me, and then me finding people that brought me to the policeman.
You can comfort yourself with that as you.
Yeah, but here's the thing: the guards know what we look like, and does Leah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So keep that in mind. But all of you need to start walking. Who's even? I'm forgetting. You're not even here, Francis. You're God knows where.
At this point, I like to think I'm arriving back at our real hotel.
Okay.
Are they frog marching Leah away too?
Yes, they're probably gonna also have her. Although you do notice, as you guys are being walked, that she's not being prodded along quite as much. Alright, so everybody's following?
Last time I take a mercenary job in this city.
Mercenaries, yes?
Kind of that's starving. And yeah, some Knoll showed up and said that their masters would pay us well if we delivered a note.
I would save your stories, however true or untrue they may be, for the Inquisitors. Let's go.
You can choose not to believe me.
So
Don't change the fact that I'm telling the truth.
they continue. He doesn't respond, and they proceed with all of you, your ragtag band of several people, down the street.
Wait, hang on.
Yes.
I would like to note that when I see them being led out at sword point and like under arrest, I dip behind a house, and there's not too many people in this road that I'm hiding on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sticking with my natural 20 on stealth, I'd like to dip behind like a corner or a shadow or something. And as soon as they're past me, I want to follow them at a distance. And as soon as they're reaching, basically what I'm trying to describe here is as soon as they reach a point where I'm going to be able to do something and then disappear into a crowd, I want to pop one of them in the back of the head with my gun. One of the guards.
So you're waiting till they're
They're
in.
shooting one?
Okay, slow down. You're waiting until they're in a crowd that you can kind of hide in, and then you're trying to do. What do you
No.
mean pop?
No. Okay.
Sorry, this literally may be just me not comprehending.
They are walking from a secluded area with not many people towards a main thoroughfare where there are lots of people. I would like to dip around in shadows until I reach a point where I can shoot one of them, and disappear into the crowd. Before they reach the crowd. Do you understand what I'm saying? So basically, they're coming up towards the main thoroughfare. I want to be right about here. They get to the edge of the crowd. I shoot them and run.
Okay.
Understand what I'm
If this
describing
wasn't
now?
tangled enough.
I get what you're saying. I'm just trying to keep track of.
He's pulling an Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
Yeah, so I just want to ping one of them with a shot from my gun and take off running.
Okay. What's the range on your gun?
40 feet with disadvantage, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, 40 feet with disadvantage, 20 feet with normal shot.
All right, noted.
Can I ask why you're doing this?
You can,
Will you answer?
eventually.
Damn it, Ethan.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I just want to make sure that I have this scaled properly.
And I don't necessarily want to be aiming for a kill shot. I just kind of want to be like aiming to like ping off of their helmet or something.
I don't know that you can control that.
I understand. What I'm saying is I'm not trying to kill one of them or even injure one necessarily. I want to be as close to hitting them without being... Okay, I'm explaining myself really poorly. I should just...
I get what you're trying to say. That you're trying
I'm gonna give up on all of the confusion. I'm not doing anything.
Okay, I appreciate that. Like, I could...
Because, like, I'm trying to explain myself and my words aren't coming out right.
It's not even that. I understand what you're trying to do. I just don't think that you would be able
I'm trying to do a
control
scare
yourself.
shot. I don't want to hurt them. I just want to do a scare shot and run.
Yes, however, I don't know that you can do that, is my point. First of all, even if you do a scare shot, I think it is likely, like, if you're trying to, like, if you're trying to intentionally miss, you could do that, but I'm going to make you roll a percentile die to see if you actually hit somebody, because it is very possible that that could happen. That's also going to break your stealth, just FYI. So if you decide, so I'm going to give you 2 seconds to decide yes or no if you want to do this.
No, I have an idea for a different plan that makes a lot more sense in Thenmir's mind.
Okay, cool.
Am I back at the hotel yet?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna run up to the room, and is Azalea back?
Yeah. She looks like she's been back. She's perched on one of the beds, looking very anxiety ridden and just very, very guilty. But she seems to have thrown together what few belongings she has, while Clover is like muttering to herself and swearing and like trying to and sitting on, like, she's packed basically everything, but it looks like she's now taking things out and trying to rearrange them and muttering, "Oh, it's too heavy. It's gonna be too heavy. We have to run." And just generally just looks very, very terrified and very freaked out, and
Flustered.
and as soon as you open the door, she jumps and like I don't know what weapon she has, but she has it pointed directly there. Oh God! What is going on? What did
Death!
Do you say this with the door shouting with the door open?
No, I close the door and they go, death. I'm just gonna say, like, okay, so more bad news.
What do you mean more bad news? This is the bad news. This is the worst news.
Shh. Okay, so listen.
Hey, listen.
The people are our people. Our people are currently, they're a little bit in jail.
You don't know that. You weren't there.
Oh no, we're right. We could be in some trouble. We're gonna stay tight here. They don't know we're here. They think we're at the sleeping serpent.
Viper.
Sleeping viper serpent.
Who, they think who? Everyone? Me?
They don't know you exist. Or
Then
you.
why do I need a pack? What's going on? What did you do? Azalea said that you found like something. You delivered a package, and the guy died, and you left people there, and now you're back. Are we leaving or no? Oh my gosh, I should never have left the troop. It's not you guys, it's me. No, it's not me, it's you. It's not you. Sorry. I'm really stressed out. I've never had to deal with a dead person before.
She literally helped kill people in the attack in the middle of the night.
As in, semantics, you're not there.
No, that's why I'm talking out of character.
I'm gonna go.
I've killed people, but I've killed people, but I've not been accused of murder or anything like that. I've never been there when they picked up the body. Why am I getting involved in this? Why am I talking so much? Oh my gosh.
I thought you said you've been in jail before. Deal with it. Sorry, what am I saying? No, listen. We need to be ready. They're going to come back and get us. Fenrir is going to come back and get us. He is being super cool right now. He's sneaking all over the city, doing... I don't know if he's sneaking all over the city, actually, kind of thinking. But but I do know that he snuck off from me.
No, because you were walking with the guards, so you know that he was sent away, but you don't.
Okay, alright. So if Fenrir's not here, that means he's going to go rescue the others. I don't know where the others are. Lady, I don't freaking know what's going on.
What are we supposed to do right now?
Wait
Francis?
here until
Yes.
until Ven or
until someone gets back. Okay.
Yes.
Just check your bag. Make sure that you can carry it and that you can run with it, because I've packed it and I've repacked it like 3 different times, and I don't even know. Maybe it's not your stuff. I don't know. This is ridiculous. Azalea's just gonna be sitting and just like kind of rocking quietly. It's okay. Everything's gonna be okay. I really hope it will.
Make her feel better by telling her how rich we are now.
Azalea, Clover, on the bright side, we're a little bit rich now. I'm like gonna pull out the pouch of gold and like open it and just be like,
Azalea is just, you stole that.
correction, we accepted a dead man's payment. That's not really steal.
What would your mother say?
My mother would say you can't take it with you, so you may as well make the best of it while you're here.
Oh my gosh. Azalea's just gonna look very disturbed and just shake her head and go back to the window. Or actually away from the window. She's just gonna keep sitting on the bed. We should probably close the curtains too. She'll hop down and go and close them, and then you have to really try, like, despite the panic of the moment, she does look a little bit funny trying to clamber back up on top of the bed.
Here, let me help
Alright.
you. I'm just gonna help her up. And
Okay.
I'm gonna get my rope ready. I have 300 some odd... Wait, do I actually have that?
That is a lot of rope.
I do have hemp rope.
That is a lot of rope.
It's not. Sorry. That was how much. That was how much Mishka had. She had 350 feet of silk rope on her person.
Okay.
But no,
That's still a lot of rope.
I want to get my.
is
Okay.
Can I just get the rope
What are you
ready?
trying to do?
I just want to get the rope ready. Like, our room doesn't have a window that goes over the wall, does it? Because our hotel
No,
is
you guys
also in
are
the
like
wall.
not even close to the wall.
Our hotel was up against the wall.
Was it? Did you decide that?
No.
The
like,
hotel,
over there.
yeah, the hotel is basically in the wall.
Yeah, it's like
Okay, cool.
it's like in the wall.
It's like it's built into the wall. I remember because we climbed to the top of the wall through the hotel.
There was
Gotcha.
also a lot of
you're right,
hole in
you're
the
right,
wall
you're right.
jokes when we first stayed there.
Yeah, so like I
We're
don't.
staying at a
Okay.
little
Yeah,
hole in the
so
wall.
I don't think there's a
That's true.
window
Okay,
to the wall.
stop talking for 1 second. I'm sorry. I will get back to you in 1 second. I'm just trying to think about how to decide this because you don't know for sure. I mean, you might be. So I'm gonna throw you a bone.
I just want to throw this out there. For the record, when I described the room, I didn't say I said that it didn't have a wall to the. I didn't have a window to the
Oh,
wall.
okay. I'm sorry.
But the roof can go.
Regardless, I rolled for because 25% of the windows would probably be facing the wall, and you got a 33. So no, you do not have a window facing the wall.
Okay. Then I just want to get the rope ready in case we need to go over the wall from the roof patio garden.
Okay.
Andrew,
Wait.
can I ask you a question real fast?
Yeah.
When we were headed out of town and one of the guard peoples told us about the Televs, roughly, that was the sergeant, yes?
That was
Or was that the lieutenant?
Sorry. Okay. So the one thing is, I realized, Gabrielle, when I was telling the lie, I made a mistake that Francis wouldn't. I combined the names of two of the characters. Sergeant Shabazz is the guy who we met on the way in, and he was also the guy who talked to us on the way out about the Tulebs. The heavy guy is Lieutenant, I think, Abad. Lieutenant Abad is the guy that we talked to. That's the guy who I was trying. That's the guy who I would have referenced. Like, we met him.
But they're both, we interacted with both of them on relatively good terms, correct?
Yeah, we interacted with both of them on very good terms.
Okay.
I just
so
combined
I'm
their
not gonna
names.
retcon that. Like, I'm gonna say most likely you would have kept them straight, and
Yeah.
so yeah. Plus, honestly, even if they did realize that you had mixed up the names and decided to be suspicious of you, they're suspicious of you anyway.
Yes.
Or they soon will be.
Yes.
So
I was thinking I called him
But I'm gonna
Sharif in one sentence, but that.
I don't know. At this point, all the names are blending,
Yes.
so it's really I'm not gonna pick you on that one.
Yeah.
It's almost like we should be taking notes.
I have
Mhm.
been.
I mean, that's not. I can't do that for you guys when I'm doing DMing. I've been doing it when I'm not on, but it may be helpful to have something running in Google Docs. I have stuff, but I'm bad with names also, and I missed a couple of things. So, but yes. Sorry, that was very scapegoaty. I'm sorry. I'm trying to focus and failing. All right, so you get your rope ready. We're gonna start wrapping things up. So I'm gonna say you guys you all sit. Eventually, Clover stops. She forces herself to stop messing with the packs, and she has them lined up, tucked just a little bit under the bed so that they're accessible, but not what won't be seen in case anyone comes walking in that they don't know or that they don't want to see them getting ready to leave. She sits on the bed, and Azalea, still kind of muttering to herself and looking concerned, sits with you, and you sit and you wait. And you wait as the sun slips below the horizon, and you wait. The rest of you find yourselves being, as the sun is now dipping below the sky, the line of houses, and is disappearing further out into the west and into the sands. You find yourselves brought to a large, imposing building.
Is this not the same exact large imposing building we've been to before? The last
It's the
time they
guard-
arrested us for things we didn't do?
It's the guardhouse, so yes, it is the same imposing building, etc. I don't remember if I'm describing it the exact same way because I don't remember. Because again, I told you I suck at this. But you guys show up. You guys are brought to the front gates. The guards admit you through. You don't recognize any of them at this point, but you're brought in, and you find yourselves back at the table. Again,
Sorry.
you back again? Really?
We seem to be stuck with a lot of misunderstandings and finding dead bodies.
But the second time, that's a bit.
I'm aware. Good to see you again, by the way. I realize it's odd circumstances, but
Make a
sorry, I was
diplomacy
trying to be
check.
polite. No, that was
you're good.
just trying to be polite.
Yeah, but make a diplomacy check.
Diplomacy?
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah, seriously, for what?
For saying it's good to see you again? It is.
No. Okay. Hold up. I'm having you do a diplomacy check because you're being brought again, seemingly under arrest again, the second time having been in the city for a very limited amount of time, and so I just want you to just double check because he now has reason to think that there's something shady.
Even though they already looked at the last thing that we were in.
He doesn't even know what's happening this time. So
the last time we were arrested for looking funny at a bad time.
Mm-hmm.
We chose to tell them that we had stumbled upon a murder.
Mm-hmm.
We were not arrested, though.
Okay, but this is also. But you just said that you were brought in here originally. I thought you mentioned the word arrested, but nonetheless, this is the second time that you've been brought in here. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, we weren't brought in here for having done anything wrong the first time. We were brought in here because we looked unlike the normal people, which last time I checked was not a crime.
It really depends on where you are, whether or not that's a crime.
I mean, in a city where you guys are complete strangers and they're kind of at war and people wander in, and you're now bringing reports of murders and you were considered as being in the wrong place at the wrong time and were questioned for them nonetheless while there was an investigation going on, he does have reason to be suspicious.
We weren't questioned for being in the wrong place at the wrong time previously.
But we were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
You guys,
We came into the city, they said, you look weird, we're taking you to the guardhouse. We got to the guardhouse, they said, you're gonna have to stay here. We said, by the way, we found a bunch of bodies. They said, okay, if anything comes up with that, we'll come talk to you, which they haven't.
Okay.
As far as we're aware, up until now, we have had no wrongdoing in this city.
However, okay. So how did you guys get out the first time? I'm sorry, maybe I'm just forgetting.
We didn't. There was nothing to get out of. They just had us stay overnight. They had us stay overnight because they had this special guest in town, and they didn't want weird people walking around. So they had us stay overnight until it was safe for us to go and find a normal place to stay.
And then they told
that was it.
You were still told not to leave the city.
No.
No, we were not.
Weren't.
We were just.
All right, I may just have a complete misunderstanding of that, so I am sorry. If it's gonna bother you that much, don't bother with. All right, you can just don't worry about the diplomacy check.
Okay.
It's fine. So just sorry. Give me like 2 seconds to get my bearings back. Okay, so yeah, so he looks at you, and so what's exactly is happening now?
We were hired to deliver a package, got there, found a dead body.
Is there a reason why you're bringing these people in then? He looks at his two guards. There's several inconsistencies with their stories, including what they told this woman, who says that they were there and that there were members of their party who were, when she arrived back at her home, she says that it was her husband who was killed, or who was found dead in the house, and she said that these people were at the scene when she arrived, that this little boy also was leaving the house. And she says that he was escorted, but that he was supposed to be escorted back to a hotel by 2 men that she identified as having been in the house. They also said that they had members of their party that left, and they say that they don't know where they were, but none of their stories are consistent, sir.
Sergeant, we've dealt with you in the past, and if you recall, we left on very amiable terms, and you provided us with a warning as we were last heading out of the city on business. In light of the words that you told us, might I speak with you for 5 minutes?
Alright, make a diplomacy check, please.
That'll believe. Oh, big money, no Emmys. Whee! Die falling off. Crap. Let's try that again. Oh, that's really good. Natural 18. I think my diplomacy is negative. That's a total of 16 because I'm crap at diplomacy.
Who's gonna look you over? We can speak. However, I'm going to have it not be in the same. I'm going to at least let them put you in, not a holding cell. Bring them to my office, all of them. I will take this from here. You will wait in the office. I will speak to my guards, and then I will speak to you.
Thank you very much.
Good. He nods to the guards, and they usher you. It's significantly less roughly than before now that they're being watched by the sergeant. Up the stairs and into a small office. It's into a small but cramped office. As they're going, you notice that the sergeant pulls one of them aside and mutters something quietly in his ear. The man nods, and the tabaxi nods, and then continues following up the stairs. As you all are being somewhat herded into the room, you notice that.
Sorry, I was trying to imply that I wanted to talk to him alone if that was possible, basically.
Yes, he understood that.
Okay, but you're saying everybody got
Yes.
ushered into the room.
Yes.
Yes, you guys are being held momentarily, and then
Gotcha.
he's going to be speaking with you soon.
Okay, sorry.
Something along those lines.
Misunderstood.
No, that's fine. You guys are ushered in. However, the guard who you notice being pulled aside steps in. Ma'am, he points at Leah. We'd like you to come with us. Okay. Yes. Alright. So the two of them disappear down the hallway, and you don't see them again. Sorry, I'm realizing I'm using just like the exact same voice for every single one of these people, and it's just really bad. But nonetheless,
It's okay.
He
I
leaves
can
you
name
all
follow.
in the. So he leaves you all in the room with the door shut, and you are left there as the light begins to fade away out into the west. And that is where we're gonna leave off for now because it's like 11, and I know people are concerned about getting up in the morning. So we'll deal with your conversation at the next session. So that's gonna
That was
be it.
like
Madness?
the greatest mess of everybody trying to get their stories straight while lying to their teeth that I have ever seen.
That was-
And honestly, it was horrible, but we've done a great job.
Yeah, no, that was
At
fantastic.
this point, though, Leah is out of the room, which leaves us and the sergeant, which means we can blatantly tell the truth. And be like, we're terrified we're being set up for a fall here.
Mm-hmm.
Shabazz,
Dear God, please help us.
and we know Shabazz is a straight shooter.
Right.
We knew him for 2 days. We assume that who we knew as
Because Shabazz is the one who warned us about the Talebs.
Yes.
That's why I'm willing to take the chance on him.
Oh yeah, we have to take a chance with someone, and Shabazz is the one we know best.
And since he's the one who warned us, he's probably the best one to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth too, and be like, yes, we lied, we don't know who we can trust anymore, oh God. Possibly play up the whole oh God bit.
Alright.
Alright.
I will say that I am pretty impressed that like that story really did hold together until Felix got brought back, and it wasn't even Felix's fault entirely.
Yeah, no.
Well, ironically, if they had told the truth to the guards, there wouldn't have been inconsistencies in the story.
Wait, which truth? Like about
If the guys had taken Felix, gone to a guard, and said, "Hi, we're supposed to be reporting a murder," there wouldn't be an inconsistency in the story.
Yeah, I am kind of curious if you guys lie about that.
Well, my original plan was to just kind of find a guard and say, hey, we heard hearsay of a murder in that direction, and just get them started going that way, and then not get dragged into this, because the three of us were scot-free.
Yeah.
I didn't want to turn this into an ordeal.
Right. The goal was kind of to have it. Felix is going to be the worst witness ever, so he's not worth staying to, keeping for questioning long. And then the others would be scot-free because they have nothing to do with it. Was the goal.
Right, which is why they were sent away. They were going to be sent away. Francis just can't lie.
Whereas if we just walked up and said, "Hey, we're reporting this murder," then there'd be a lot more to tie everybody in, that kind of thing.
Right.
So we wanted as much as possible to get less people involved in the whole.
Yeah.
The fewer people there are to question, the better chances there are that our stories will be able to be consistent.
That is true. The problem was that they're going to follow protocol, which if somebody tells them that there was something about a murder, they're going to follow up with them, and you were a witness.
Right.
Or at least you have some sort of, even if it's
auditory witness.
You're a witness.
And I was expecting that they'd keep me as a witness. That wasn't an issue. I just figured they're not going to arrest me. I mean, so long as no one else is implicated.
Clearly, you thought wrong there, Butch.
Yeah, and again, technically, none of you are exactly under arrest. You're just being held.
We're being held on suspicion of possible connection with the thing.
They're being held against their will on possible suspicion of being connected to a murder. Wait, they're under arrest.
Oh, yeah.
Potato. Regardless, you guys have differing stories. At least some of you were present, it sounds like, when there was murder. You at least, and all of you were privy to the body, so they're definitely going to be asking some questions.
Yep, that'll work out fine. Everything will hold up.
No jury would ever convict me.
If he is straight, we can probably tell him the truth at this point.
Yeah.
But if he's gay, what?
and
everything.
And hope that something is possible. It's possible for something to go, our way. If he's not straight, then we're screwed.
Alrighty.
Alright.
We may still have things go horribly wrong if we tell him the truth, but...
Interesting. Alright, guys. We're going to wrap it up for our last one. Do we have any quotes?
We have one.
Alright. I think I missed it.
Well, let's go find a privy, shall we? Says it by Andrew.
Nice.
That was a late.
You never did find the privy.
Yes, I did. Oh, that's right, I didn't.
Yeah, you found the bedroom. I was gonna tell you there wasn't really there was like a chamber pot. It wasn't like they're not sophisticated enough to have a full privy. It's a hovel. Hovels don't get privies.
Hovels don't get privies.
Quotes list.
Yep, that one got more. Yeah. After I closed out the quotes list.
Oh gosh.
Hovels
my first
don't
time that I've
get
made the
privies.
Oh,
all right.
mercy.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Scott, wherever the heck you are, if you're still here, we don't think you are. It's sad.
Leave a comment on one of the videos.
Yeah, he still watches. He just doesn't watch when we're doing them
Oh,
anymore.
okay, well that's good.
He downloads them and watches them on his way to work.
Oh my word. That's cool.
Like, he listens
Scott,
to
we're sorry that you have to listen to this on the way from work.
Scott's workplace stress level goes up 20 points.
Oh gosh. Alright, and
But hey, at least the idiots he works with aren't as bad after hearing us.
that is probably true. Like, it can only go up from here, Scott.
He walks into the office and just finds that there's a bunch of random assorted people standing around some dead guy with a bottle.
Oh, shiz, here we go again.
Alright. Good night, Kira. Good night, rest of the universe. Actually, no, you guys don't get a good night. I'm sorry. Good night, Kira. Goodbye.
Goodbye, cruel world.
Good night,